But Parkinson's law states this: the task at hand expands to fill the time allotted. So let me say it a slightly different way. And by the way, this is a strategy in a webinar for communication is most people, when they hear something, they don't quite capture it consciously the first time. So I love to say it again a slightly different way. It enhances learning. So Parkinson's law is essentially the time that you allow yourself to complete a task is when the task gets completed. So if you say never, if you don't have a time frame for the task to get completed, then it's very likely it will never be completed. On the flip side, if you have vacation that you're going on, you find that the day before vacation, you become the most productive person in the world. Or, you know, if any of us cram for tests, which is most of us, that's human nature, we waited until the night before to do all of our studying. And so that's Parkinson's law in very real practical terms. So I don't want you to be too concerned about how you're going to get people on the webinar. I want you to instead think about a topic that you could address that would be very helpful if it was out there, and that people would be very much better off if they could come to such a webinar. Create that. And then when you have that invitation, come to my webinar on this time and this date, then you start to figure out and you try each and every way possible to get people on. And Wendy says, yes. Okay, good. I'm glad that resonates with you, Wendy. And it's not intuitive, and this is a bigger issue. So let's talk for a second about, I use words like education and information and training and content, and I think I do it a disservice when I use those words. I try not to use them as much as possible, but in this instance with you as my audience, I'm trying to build a bridge with what's familiar to you to then take you into something that maybe isn't so familiar to you. Because most of you, I'm assuming, and tell me if I'm wrong, that you don't have a lot of experience doing webinars, right? You have an idea of the concept, but you don't have familiarity in the real world with experiencing it. It's kind of like understanding how to swim by reading a textbook, but not being in the pool.